Hey, you mind helping me out with something?
Yeah, what's up?
14 down. I need 8 letters. 2 words that stand for an awesomely incredible show that brings together interesting news stories from all around Coral Glades. Got any ideas?
Oh, that's an easy one.
The WJAG Recap.
Goal!
What's wrong, dude?
My Amazon package has another 3 days to get here, and I just want it now.
Well, next time you order a package, maybe you should try their new drone service instead.
Have you ever seen a robot fly? Amazon's drone delivery will be known as Amazon Prime Air. Amazon states that these drones will be able to deliver packages up to 5 pounds in 30 minutes or less using small drones. This is a reenactment of a drone delivering a package to a house. There's an Amazon warehouse in Miami. It's called Amazon Fulfillment Center. It is located at 1900 Northwest 132nd Plaza.
Drones are very reliable. They are as reliable as a pilot is. And also as if you know what the battery life is going to be, you know what your conditions are outside, your environmental conditions. It's basically relies on that type of those factors to make sure that anything that could go wrong is going to be addressed at that time. So that way there's no really issue with reliability as opposed to just knowing basically the surrounding areas and your conditions.
Well, right now, we're using drones for different things. I know there are drones for military and businesses, and I know that's also growing at an expendable rate. And yeah, I think they could be reliable mostly now, and then even more in some point of the future, because that will be also able to help as we grow, our technology grows, and our drones will be better, faster, and bigger to hold heavier things.
Yes, I do believe right now. I think that Amazon Prime's delivery in Europe, they've been testing it out, beta testing it, and I think it can hold up to about 13 pounds at the moment. There's plenty of bigger drones, such as like the hexacopter drones that they have, where they're able to pick up. I think it's like 30 something pounds that they've tested so far in lab results and just out in research field tests, but nothing as far as like a human body yet. But hopefully in the future, I think what I did read at one point was that if people who are stuck on like mountains and need search and rescue missions, they can send up a drone that's big enough, probably not battery powered, but mostly some type of other fuel source, but a big enough drone with enough payload that it can actually pick up a person or somebody who might be stranded on a mountain or in any other type of search and rescue situation. I don't think they'll be the future specifically. Basically on its own, I do believe that they're going to play a very big part in future delivery, but at the moment, no. But they've come out with a lot of different, I guess you could say, breakthroughs and innovations with delivery programs for drones and what their capabilities are. But the biggest thing really is just it's an unknown field at the moment, where it's not completely known yet as far as even the rules and regs now that are being given up by the FAA. They're still getting used to that, so it's certain nuances that are still being figured out as we go along. Amazon Prime Air is very interesting. It's interesting to see how they're going to implement that across the states. They're rolling it out, little by little. I knew though that they're testing it in Europe, but so far in the U.S., they haven't really been testing it yet. But they also have talked about recently Amazon got a patent for the airship, where we're just talking about the blimp that's going to be up in the sky over fields or events or whatnot for these big types of games and concerts, where if somebody orders something, your drones just come out of the big blimp and airship with your product, and they drop it off at the person. So that's going to be pretty interesting what the future holds.
Their top priority is safety. These drones will be built with multiple redundancies and sensors to avoid things. The future is closer than we thought. Robots are improving in front of our very eyes. Soon, they'll take to the sky worldwide. This is Christian reporting from WJAG News.
Obviously, mobile games is so much better.
Nope, consoles are so much better.
You can take the mobile games anywhere.
But you get to play with your friends on
They're
just
playing
do whatever.
in the car,
But your
at
consoles,
school,
your
Hey,
phones
anywhere.
Hey, girls, quiet down.
But you don't
But
understand.
Alonzo,
She
says
thinks
that mobile
console
games are better, but console
Meanwhile,
is so much
mobile
better.
games you
Okay,
can take
whoa,
wherever you
whoa,
are, and
whoa,
they're
whoa,
usually
whoa.
free.
If it's any consolation, they're both pretty good.
For a long time, the common form of gaming has been console and eventually PC. But with the uprising of smartphones, mobile gaming has made its way onto the market.
Mobile gaming is rising in popularity as technology improves. 2009 saw the release of the first mobile commercially successful game, Angry Birds. It still produces many singles to this day. The following years included other very popular mobile games such as Plants vs. Zombies, Fruit Ninja, Cut the Rope, Temple Run, and the infamous Candy Crush of 2012. Mobile games are updated constantly, and these constant updates keep players interested. And of these players, 51% own a console, but 31% still prefer to use their phones.
Console games are the originals and are still holding strong. Ever since the first console, people were immediately attracted to them. Console games' popularity is due to videos on sites such as YouTube. One of YouTube's major genres is gaming. These videos attract kids around the globe. One of the most popular consoles is the PlayStation 2, which many people still fondly remember, from its mind-blowing graphics to its complex aesthetics. Some gamers play consoles around the clock, but 42% of Americans usually play for a minimum of 3 hours. Of that 42%, 56 are male and 44 are female.
But between console, PC, and mobile, I say console, probably because it's more of it's a little bit more of a variety.
So we were unable to find anyone to interview willing to side with mobile. So as of now, console and PC still holds the champion cup of gaming. Even though mobile is new and innovative, console and PC are still the originals. This is Jordan Cottrell.
Video games have evolved over the decades. Mario, Sonic, and Pac-Man are all original games that helped the video game industry take off. Nowadays, video games are all about immersion and the experience. Not only have video games become more popular, but they've become more detailed too. Some AAA games even have bigger budgets than movies. This shows that from the beginning of small, little indie games has turned into a multi-billion-dollar industry.
We're going to be talking about Titanfall 2. It was a very great game, and multiplayer too. They fixed all the bugs and mechanics of the game. And single player was alright. It was already decent. Added a new addition to Titanfall 2, and it was pretty good, and I loved it.
Titanfall 2 is the second game in the Titanfall series. The Titanfall series had a good multiplayer, but not only did Titanfall 2 improve upon this, it also added an amazing single player. With the brand new single player and a revamped multiplayer, Titanfall 2 is one of the biggest hits of 2016. With its free content update and DLC releases, it always keeps the game fresh and players are always wondering what the new update will be. One update included multiple Titans for people to use on online games. This added diversity in the multiplayer scene, and multiple people enjoyed playing as the new Titans.
Halo 5's campaign mode was actually kind of bad, but because it didn't have as much stuff as the normal games have, but the multiplayer was picked up where the campaign mode left off, because the multiplayer had new abilities and had better maps than other games.
Halo has contributed to the creation and development of video games for a long time. Halo 5 is no exception. Halo 5's multiplayer is rated as the best and most fluent in the series. Although the campaign was somewhat lacking, the multiplayer made up for what the campaign got wrong. Halo's 5 new mode, Warzone, is the biggest in any Halo game. 12-on-12 action. Capture bases and kill bosses to gain 1,000 points to win. This new mode is the biggest of Halo and was definitely one of Halo 5's strong points. The ranking system in Halo 5 has also been redone. With new tiers and levels of ranks, players can also see their success and see their progress done in the game.
Level 7 Rex available. Rec confirmed.
Man, For Honor is my game. One of the best games I played, multiplayer wise, single player, alright. but overall, I like playing with the Peacekeeper.
Leaning from first-person shooters, For Honor is a medieval melee combat game. Players can fight with swords, spears, and axes, with a variety of game modes such as 1v1 and 2v2 domination and elimination. For Honor has a new, diverse community. It also has a good but simple multiplayer. For Honor single player was not as good as multiplayer. The multiplayer includes a worldwide dynamic map which players can deploy troops on from all over the world to capture territories for their faction, which then rewards them with bonuses if their faction controls majority of map.
I mean, 2K it's easy. It's an easy game. It's basketball, and I love basketball, so I'm gonna love that.
NBA 2K17 is one of the greatest basketball games in the sports genre right now. With challenging gameplay, great artificial intelligence, and amazing graphics, 2K17 does not disappoint his fans. There are many game modes to play in 2K17, and each has a great variety to each. My Career is the single-player mode of the game, and has a great story with some huge NBA stars interacting with your character. My Park and Pro Am are the online modes that you use your My Player to play on. You can also match other players online and play them on the courts.
I like Madden 17 because they have new strategies, new gameplays. They added some more plays to the game. There's the Champions gameplay.
Madden 17 is the newest game in the Madden series. With improved graphics and AI bug fixes, Madden 17 is the most fluent game in the series, with easy and accessible online capabilities. This makes Madden 17 a great game to play with friends. Draft Champions and Ultimate Team have also been revamped, adding new content and easier connectability with friends. Video games popularity will only continue to grow. As more and more people join the gaming community, the better the games in the future will become. This is Jack from WJAG.
Past the 20. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and a game
What you sketching there, man? It's just something for art club.
What's that?
That was Kristen.
Every Monday, right after school, a group of Glaze students start their mission to beautify the school. The past month, the art club has been rehabilitating the baseball shed. Their main goal is to beautify the school.
In a few weeks, we're going to be painting paw prints in the media center. So, like, slowly but surely, we're, like, getting things done.
Kenzie Haas, art club president, leads the group in their projects.
I'm the president, and I've only been the president for about maybe a little less than a month. I was the secretary. But now as president, I pretty much lead meetings and just try and like lead the group and come up with the best things to do.
Raising money at Miss First, the art teacher informed us of her methods.
Also designing a poster that's going to be distributed to advertise for the art show. And they're also designing some other participatory kind of activities that we're going to have at the art show. So they're creating the backdrop for a photo booth that people that come to the art show can get their photographs taken in the photo booth.
My name is Simone.
If you know the troops 6'7" and 8'7", then you know how much work goes into their performances.
A lot of work. It's ridiculous.
Oh, lots of work.
It's a lot.
A lot.
Well, a lot. It takes a whole lot of work.
Especially at a school that doesn't have an auditorium.
So considering we don't have an auditorium, there's a lot to prepare for in compensating for the space that we don't have.
But with the teaching skills of Miss Emmanuel, the students pull through with flying colors.
My name is Miss A.
What does the A stand for?
Amengual.
The troop has been hard at work preparing for their state competition.
Oh, so much. Today we're starting rehearsals to brush up our one act, which is Don't You Love Me, because that was state selected. And then the 6 individual events that were passed through, although many more qualified, should begin rehearsing very shortly.
We interviewed some of the students performing at the state level.
Well, for states, there's 2 different kinds of performances that we put on there. There's the one acts, then there's also individual acts, so everyone who does individual acts also has to practice for that. And then for the one acts, it's everyone's all in, no matter if you're tech or not even in the show. It's a lot of work to make sure that all the props, all the pieces are together, and that all the actors are rehearsed.
Well, sound-wise, it's a little bit easier because we cannot use microphones for the competition. It is the state's rule. The person who runs our sound, she will sit with my computer and we'll hook it up to like a speaker and she practices running the sound. Lighting's a little bit harder because we really just have to imagine what everything is going to look like because we can't physically see it right now. So our light board operator she'll sit with a pretend light board, and when I say like go lights, she'll move the little knobs around and pretend like she's running lights.
Besides competing, there are also workshops that students can take to learn new skills.
I'm excited, man. I can't wait to do that aerial workshop. Oh, it's like aerial silks. They hang from the roof, and then you get in there and do splits and other awesome things in the air.
It's also a place for students to dress to impress and meet tons of other students with similar interests. When it was all over, the troupe came home with 5 superiors, a Critics' Choice Award, and an excellent in the one act.
State's competition was wonderful. There were great workshops, wonderful IEs. From what I hear, the shows were fabulous. All of the performers did really wonderfully, and I'm very proud of them all.
From WJAG, I'm Hannah Betts, and as they say, break a leg.
What are they doing?
I don't know.
They're doing parkour.
Parkour is the activity or sport of moving rapidly through an area, typically in an urban environment, negotiating obstacles by running, jumping, or climbing. It originated from military obstacle course training. Practitioners aim to get from point A to point B in the most efficient way possible. To do parkour, you have to be agile to perform the tricks, be good at balancing to land after tricks, and you need to practice a lot. If you have those skills or a lot of practice, that doesn't mean you can't fail a trick. Some of the best places to practice parkour are playgrounds, beaches, gyms, open fields, and forests. But that doesn't mean you have to parkour in those places. You can parkour anywhere that has obstacles.
Parkour. I do parkour because I enjoy it and I like practicing. Well, when you attempt something new, it's kind of scary, but you just have to trust your body. I mean, I don't really think about it, I just do it.
To get ready for parkour, it is recommended that you do 10 squats, 10 push-ups, 10 leg lifts, and 10 pull-ups twice every other day.
Do you know what this sport is? It's called lacrosse. It's a sport that uses a small rubber ball and a long-handled stick called a crosse or lacrosse. The origin of lacrosse started by Eastern Woodlands Native Americans by Plain Indian tribes in what is now Canada. This is the first year for Coral Glades High School to have a lacrosse team. The lacrosse team explains how the game is played.
Well, it's played with 2 teams, and you have to shoot the ball into the net. That's pretty much the basic rules of the game.
Some are asked, why did they join lacrosse?
Because football season was over and I wanted to play another sport.
I mean, I played it as a kid, and it was an opportunity to get back into the sport, so I took it.
This student told us what his favorite part of lacrosse is.
Definitely hitting people. 100%.
Miss Garcia is the sport director of Coral Glades. She is the one who founded the lacrosse team.
We've actually been planning on starting it for the past couple years, but trying to find a coach and kids interested in playing it has been a challenge, but this year we had a lot of interest, so we got it going.
The lacrosse team has not won a game yet, but they're working hard to win. We talked with the ex-coach to see the advantages of being a coach.
It's actually kind of fun. You get your peers and your friends to listen to you. It's kind of surprising to think they'd actually listen to me, but they're doing well. It's kind of rough. We were off to a rough start. A lot of first-time players. I want to give a shout out to Nick Rocha for being a beast on face-offs.
Lacrosse begins with a face-off in a circle, similar to the way hockey starts off. The object of lacrosse is to score points by kicking, throwing, nudging, and batting the stick while using a hard rubber ball to get into the opponent's net. The players are forbidden to use their hands to throw the ball. The game is divided into 4 timed quarters. These games are timed depending on their age. Youth players play for 8 minutes, while in high school and college the players are required to play for 12 to 15 minutes. Both teams must switch sides every quarter, and when their time runs out, the other team with the most points wins. There are 2 penalties. They are called the technical fouls and the personal fouls. The personal fouls is when you trip, slash, and illegally cross-checking, the penalties usually lasting for 1 minute. but can be increased to 2 to 3 minutes. And technical fouls is when they increase violation, pushing from the rear and thumbing. The lacrosse team has earned their first victory and officially have a goal.
So our recent win has really helped boost our confidence. We just recently won our first game versus Coral Springs High School by a score of 6-0, which is pretty awesome. And our new coach has really helped with that. Shout out to Coach Tom. He's a pretty awesome guy.
Unfortunately, they can't play at home.
The school won't let us have any home games. Well, they don't really let us have any. We just can't afford to rent out the field, I'm pretty sure. So that's why we can't have any home games.
This is Alex Christian.
Thinking about joining any hands-on clubs next year? Well, engineering club might be for you. This club is a great way to learn many new things, such as hands-on building, interacting with others, and learning many design programs.
Engineering clubs help build things all around campus, including the skateboard rack in the office and the chairs in the courtyard.
Hi, I'm Alexander Sines. I'm the president of the engineering club here at school, also known as EDC, or Engineering Design Club. We learn a lot of teamwork in the club. We have a lot of group projects. We also learn about programs such as Mastercam, SolidWorks, AutoCAD. We learn how to do 3D printing. We learn a lot of math skills as well. We've only been doing districts for this year and the past few years here. I'd really like to go to states.
EDC uses many supplies to build these projects, mostly wood. They have one person to thank for gathering all these materials.
I'm Mr. Kimmelstein. I'm the engineering teacher here at Coral Glades High School. I am also the sponsor for the Engineering Design Club, which we also call EDC. In this club, we build everything from CO2 cars to catapults and trebuchets, 2-liter bottle rockets.
This club has many members that would like to see the club grow and progress. One of the top members of this club is Patrick Condi, who is really passionate about engineering. Many club members such as Patrick are very excited for the next couple of years they have in the club.
So my name is Patrick Condi. I'm a part of the engineering club, also known as EDC. We do a lot of building for a competition at the end of the year. One cool thing we did this year was a catapult, and we made this catapult that we competed with, and basically you have to compete in distance and accuracy, and we launched a tennis ball for accuracy and distance, and we actually ended up winning first place for accuracy.
Although the group may seem perfect, a lot of the members would like to see many changes.
And start to grow. I would like to see more members join and more projects be built for competition, and I think if we have that sense of community, it would be a really good club to have. And I know that we're going to end up doing more for competition next year, I hope. So I think it'd be really cool if more people were a part of it.
This club looks forward to competing in states next year in hopes of getting a president that'll lead them. If this club interests you, go to room 334 and see Mr. Kimmelstein. And remember, it's never too late to sign up. That's it for today, Jags.
Hey, I've been thinking about joining a club this year. Any ideas?
UNC.
Nah, too nerdy.
Drama.
Too much drama.
There's this new club called the Peer Pals. They help ESC kids.
Let's find out how to join.
All right.
I'm Jenny, and I'm the president of Peer Pals. The main intentions are to have the general education kids, such as you and me, integrate with the special needs kids, so it makes them feel more united at the school, not just that they're a group drawn out from the students and that they're different.
Peer Pals is a student-run club that forms close bonds with the kids they help. The president hopes to
really just to make them feel comfortable as a person, not just so stuck out of the real world.
But she won't be able to do it on her own without the help from the other members and Mr. Alvarez. The other members help her achieve her goals by
help them by putting them with everyday tasks and talking to them and socializing with them, which is a hard thing for them to do, so we kind of help them break them out of their shell.
But was Peer Pals always like this?
It started off as best buddies. Sarah Hansen and Patty Wise started it, and it was part of this Best Buddies organization, which is a national organization. I believe it's an international organization, maybe.
How did it turn into the Peer Pals we know as today?
Due to logistic related reasons, we had to change it and make it our own, right? To keep everything in-house. So we changed it 4 to 5 years ago when Mr. Caruth was here. Patty Wise and Sarah Hansen, who were the ones in charge of that club, changed it to Peer Pals.
Miss Sarah Sherman used to be the president of Peer Pals when she was a high school student.
Activities I did with Peer Pals when I was in high school, we had a field day out at the park where we had bounce houses and cotton candy and trains and all kind of fun stuff. We also did lots of parties, so every holiday we had a different party themed to whatever it was. We also did a graduation thing every year, so our students would get a framed present that they could take when they graduated. We did lots of events at lunch. We always took our students to pep rallies and things like that. So yeah, we just had a lot of fun activities and it was a good time.
Now we come to the club we know today. Matthew Pillow for WJAG.
Schools are different in other countries. When students come over to the U.S., they have to adapt. We have a program at Coral Glades to help these students, known as ELL, or English Language Learners. Mrs. Natali is in charge of the program.
Students that are coming to this country for the first time that speak very little English or no English at all, the program is designed to provide support for them and a means for them to learn English so that they can succeed in all of their academic subjects.
Room 248 is where most of these students are placed. We asked some students in the program questions like where they come from, similarities and differences from their country and the U.S., and which they prefer.
Okay, bro, I'm from Peru. Like in Peru, you have to wear a uniform to go to school, and here you can wear whatever you want. I like more Peru because I have all my friends in Peru.
My name is Noylan and I come from the Dominican Republic.
María Verónica.
¿De dónde vienes?
De Venezuela. El idioma es diferente, como las costumbres, lo que hacen. Y de igual, no sé. Me gusta más allá porque allá es donde yo nací y es mi país. Pero aquí también me gusta.
Ms. Natali informed us on how the students' classes are scheduled.
Well, depending on the level of English proficiency that the students have when they arrive at our school, they're either scheduled for regular classes with everyone else if they're advanced and have a basic understanding of the English language. But if they're brand new to this country and they really don't speak any English and they're struggling, they're scheduled for classes that will specifically focus on getting them that language proficiency.
This is Matthew for WJAG.